The story of Katie Pladel is a devastating lesson in just how a joyful reunion can spiral into one dark tragedy. Adopted as an infant, Katie Fusco was 18 years old when she found her biological parents, Stephen and Alyssa Pladel, on social media back in 2016, and she quickly moved into their home. She moved from New York down to Virginia. What began as a hopeful new chapter for Katie soon became a nightmare for three families. At the time that Katie arrived, the biological parents, Stephen and Alyssa, were already separating, and over the next few weeks, Stephen's behavior started to change. He grew a little bit too close to Katie, eventually admitting to his wife that he was in love with her. And in a shocking twist, Stephen, who was also Katie's biological father, had begun an incestuous relationship with his very own daughter. Alyssa Pladel left the home and soon learned the horrific truth. Katie was pregnant with Stephen's child, a child who was also going to be Stephen's grandson and Katie's half-brother. Despite this taboo, Stephen and Katie Pladel married in Maryland, July of 2017, lying on the application about their relationship. 2 months later, their son, Bennett Pladel, was born. However, the legal consequences were inescapable. January 2018, both Stephen and Katie were arrested for felony incest charges, released on bond with a court order banning any contact between the two. Katie moved back to New York to stay with her adoptive parents, Tony and Kelly Fusco. The separation proved too much for Stephen. On the night of April 11, 2018, the first act of the multi-state tragedy occurred. 7-month-old Bennett was found dead at the family's home in Knightdale, North Carolina, believed to have been suffocated by his father, Stephen. The next morning on April 12th, Stephen traveled north to New York. Surveillance video captured him waiting for Katie and her adopted father, Tony Fusco. As the two left in Tony's pickup, Stephen followed. The pursuit ended in New Milford, Connecticut. Witnesses reported gunfire at a stop sign. Police quickly arrived to find 20-year-old Katie and 56-year-old Anthony Fusco fatally shot inside that car. The killer had used an AR-15 style rifle. Stephen Pladel then made a fantastic call to his mother, confessing to 3 murders, Katie, Tony, and baby Bennett, and instructed her to call the police in North Carolina. The hunt for Stephen ended a short time later in Dover, New York, just 18 miles from where the shooting took place. He was found dead in a minivan from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Let me know what you think. Give me a like, comment, and share.